Okay, everybody, I'm back again. I said I was gonna do this in parts, and so here we are with part two of the Her Take episode one. God, that's such a bad name, Her Take. It's so generic. It sounds like a parody name, like a name you would find in like a show that's like doing a parody of it and like making fun of it, of like this kind of talk show kind of thing, but whatever. It's just not a good name. I don't know. They were gonna start talking about Mahmoud Khalil, so this would be interesting. Jillian Michaels and everybody except for Anna seems to be against Mahmoud Khalil, and Anna is pro free speech, which is the correct take in my opinion. All right, let's see what we got here, boys. Oh no. Hopefully this won't be as long as the last one.
However, he's in the country legally, okay? He's going to Colombia. Since he's in the country legally, he's going to Colombia. He is protected by our Constitution. That means the same First Amendment rights that we enjoy, he enjoys.
So he got the visa on the idea that he would come here to study, not, militate in favor of Hamas.
So that's a standard. So that's a standard you want to set, Lindy?
Oh,
so your standard is if you come to the United States,
that
okay?
is the standard.
Who's the arbiter of what kind of speech is acceptable?
Exactly.
Again, Anna's the reasonable the one in the room, and I don't understand it. And I guess the Australian chick seems to be on her side too. This Australian woman is confusing me. I don't know what her takes are about. Like she's all over the place. I really don't like this Lindy Lee woman either. Like God, I really don't like her. Ooh. Bad vibes. Bad vibes. Nightmare blunt rotation, bro. Like, oh my god, can you imagine?
If you are in support of a terrorist group, does that, no matter who you are, American or otherwise, does that not necessarily account to, quote, free speech?
It depends.
If it's supporting a terrorist organization, American or otherwise.
It depends. If you are providing material support to a terrorist group,
right?
Okay, we're talking about something completely different in that context. There is no evidence that Khalil has provided material support to Hamas or any terrorist group at all. And thank you for acknowledging that it is a slippery slope, because if you don't protect the speech you disagree with, and again, I disagree with anyone who supports Hamas or Sinwar, okay, that will turn around and haunt you when you exercise speech that's considered controversial by your political opponent.
But Anna, here would be the other argument. What about rape gangs in Europe? Because culturally speaking, you're for Sharia law, and these kids are raping these young girls because it's normal in their culture.
We have to realize.
What? How the fuck do we get there? Like, I'm like sitting here, Anna's like doing a somewhat good job, and then all of a sudden, Jillian Michaels is like, rape gangs. Like, well, okay. Oh, okay. Also, is that even like an actual thing? I don't think that's an actual thing. Like, I feel like if this were an actual thing, we would be hearing way more like stories of these kinds of things, you know?
I would wager to say that rallying in support and trying to drum up support for Hamas or even anti-Israel causes is inherently providing support to Hamas.
You notice how she slipped anti-Israel in there? No. You should not be fucking kept out of the country because you're anti-Israel. What kind of bullshit is that? I hate this woman. Oh my god, she's so stupid.
All of a sudden, you're considered to be an extremist. You're considered to be a bigot. You're considered to be a possibly even a terrorist if you hold Christian ideals. If we don't defend people's ability now to speak about things that we disagree with, imagine we are in a situation like that 8 years down the road and the same people are persecuting us. Wouldn't we?
100%.
Thank you for being respectful and talking to me, so I appreciate that.
Not the jab at Anna. Oh, she's so, oh my god. You know what? Her and Caroline Leavitt, best friends. They could be best fucking friends. They would be throwing petty jabs all goddamn day. Wow, that's hilarious. Anna and Jillian Michaels over here, look at them. They're having a whole like moment. They're like, okay, all right, calm down. Does anyone at this table take her seriously? I don't think they do.
Did Christians perpetrate a terrorist?
They're laughing at her. They are laughing at her, not with her. They are laughing at her. her. They said, okay, Lindy, whatever. Even the Australians laughing at her. Like, you can just barely like look at her. You can just barely see her face. She's smiling. She's trying not to laugh because Lindy's looking at her, but she wants to laugh.
And talking to me, so I appreciate that.
Look at her.
Did Christians perpetrate a terrorist attack?
Will you get
Look at her. Even the Australians, like, trying not to laugh in her face. They're laughing at her.
over here? Listen,
They-
hey,
but they
open
haven't-
up, open up, child.
There's been-
Open up the thing that.
She said you're blocking us out of the conversation. Jillian said, I'm the host. Bring it back. Bring it back around, Lindy. I'm the host. Remember who you are. Remember where you are, Lindy. Remember whose house you're in, Lindy. Wait, sorry. I don't think it's on. I gotta turn it back on to 1.3 speed, and I'll turn the captions on.
It just first of all, Kamala Harris is Christian. She would never do that.
Is she? I mean, she.
Oh my god. Did she just say, is she? Did she just say, is she Christian? What is this, like, myth that Kamala Harris is this, like, super leftist, super anti-religion, like, Marxist-Leninist person ready to bring about the socialist communist revolution? This woman was talking about fucking building the border wall. Every time they would talk about her and ask her to like say anything, she would just be like, "I prosecuted transnational gangs. I prosecuted gangs in California. I'm the prosecutor. I'm the prosecutor. Kamala Harris, the prosecutor. Prosecutor Kamala Harris. That's me. I prosecuted gangs." Like, we get it. Okay, we get it, Kamala. Kamala is anything but a fucking socialist, bro.
Okay, let me bring up another woman.
Which is
Let me
valid.
bring up
Which is valid.
Rumiesa Öztürk, okay?
Go.
She's in the country getting a PhD. She's a Turkish national, but she's in the country legally getting a PhD. She co-wrote an op-ed for the Tufts University
ridiculous.
student paper criticizing how Israel is prosecuting the war in Gaza. Simply, that's all she did. She co-published an op-ed. The federal government sent agents to arrest her, plainclothes FBI agents, to arrest her in broad daylight and take her
knows?
into detention because she has an opinion.
I did not know this.
This is less of a. I'm not wishy-washy on this one because
But
she,
Lindy,
okay.
that's the point I'm trying to make, Lindy.
Yeah.
How are you wishy-washy? What is there to be wishy-washy on? Like, once again, surprisingly, you have Anna kind of cooking over here, and then Lindsay Lee going, I'm a little wishy-washy on that one.
I
You
get
can't
it.
pick and choose.
you should have to pick and choose because all the cases are so different.
Just follow the fucking law. Follow the goddamn it's not even like difficult. That's the thing here. This is not like a difficult fucking like thing. It's not complicated. The only thing that's happening here is that the Trump administration is trying to fucking bend the rules. It's trying to break the rules, and the system is pushing back against it. That is what is happening. It's not complicated. It's just being litigated in courts because one party wants to do something that is against the law, and the law is trying to stop them. It's not complicated. The law is working as it should.
In this case, when we're talking about Khalil, look, I'd love to see the evidence of him inciting violence. If he himself participated in inciting violence and caused.
And once again, Anna is correct. If there's evidence of Mahmoud Khalil actually doing something against the law, that is a whole other fucking thing. There's still no evidence of him breaking the law and him being in a group that has a fucking thing on their website in support of a person who may or may not be a terrorist. That is not enough to deport somebody over, especially not someone who is married to an American citizen and now has an American citizen fucking child whose birth they fucking missed.
If Hamas returned the hostages and laid down their guns, what would Israel do?
Well, I mean,
Whereas reverse
Netanyahu's
it.
been bragging about the fact that he's obstructed efforts to do a hostage exchange.
I did not
and
know
end
this.
this war.
I didn't know that
Like
part.
The problem is I believe her. I believe her when she says she didn't know that. I believe Jillian Michaels when she says that she didn't know that, and that she doesn't know that Israel has said multiple times that they do not care about the hostages, and that if Hamas were to return the hostages, they would still continue fighting. Like, I believe she doesn't know that either. I believe she doesn't know a lot. And it's very interesting because she's the fucking host of this. She's supposed to be like leading these discussions, and she doesn't know much of anything. She just kind of seems to ask ChatGPT or Grok for her information. And Anna is the one who actually has like information in this situation, which is crazy.
Supreme Court parental rights case, Mahmoud v. Taylor. Who wants to set this one up? What's going on? Anybody want to take it, or I'll pass to Anna unless...
Not her being like, does anybody else want to take a crack at it, or I'll go to the A+ student in the class. It's like you have the one student in the class who's always raising her fucking hand to answer questions, and then the teacher who's like, I gotta call on somebody else. Anna, okay? Like, does anybody else want to try and answer this question? Anybody? Like, and then the Australian chick is like, yeah, I guess I'll give it a shot.
My main issue is that this thing has largely become a social contagion. I agree that there is a large portion of the, and even gayness. Honestly, I would say even gayness. The rate of women who identify as bisexual has gone up astronomically. The rate of people who identify as non-binary has gone up astronomically. Kids are easily influenced, and yes, a large part of that is the fact that this is more socially acceptable. So some of them are more confident to be able to speak out about who they really are. But when we look at the stats and we see that my mom's generation, Gen X, was identifying as LGBT as a rate of 4%, and Gen Z is now identifying at a rate of nearly 25%. 1/4 of them are saying that they are identified within this group. It is more than just we need acceptance. This is a social contagion.
Hold on. Look, I don't know if someone who's straight can be convinced to be gay. Like, I just, I don't know if I'm really buying that.
Like, she just went on a full anti-fucking gay rant in 2025. Like, I'm sorry, I was like stun-locked. I could not believe that I was hearing like 2008 level, like, okay, maybe not 2008, but that was like I was not expecting that from her. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not that full on, like, in your face. And gayness. Like, oh, okay. She just whipped that one out. She said, no, I hate the gays too. I am, in fact, homophobic. Anna's right. It's not a social contagion. There's no convincing people to be fucking gay or trans or anything like that. It is just that people are more comfortable. When you're talking about like 25, going from like 4% to 25%, that is not a 25%. I don't know if that's like even true. Like, I don't know if that's like an accurate number on that. But if it is, that's not even surprising to me, especially when you include the entire fucking like category. If you include like LGBTQ plus and like everything, like, yeah, that makes sense that you might go up to 25%. That's not fucking surprising to me. I don't know. That's not a huge fucking leap to make. That jump makes a lot of sense when you start factoring in the sort of last few decades when it comes to these issues. Also, the internet, which makes it easier to connect with people. That's also something that has played a large part in all of this, is that people have been able to make more connections over the internet and find more community, and so they feel more comfortable coming out, or they have a safer place to come out. I can keep going all day. I can keep thinking of reasons that could make this percentage grow all fucking day. It is not social conditioning to go from 4% to 25%, if that is an accurate number. There are so many different factors that could come into play here. It does not have to be social fucking conditioning. Also, religion has been on a downward trend for the past few decades. That's another factor.
Monster-sized difference between sterilizing a child with cross-sex hormones permanently, preventing them from ever having an orgasm.
Why are you thinking about a child fucking having an orgasm? This is what I fucking mean when I say that, like, this shit should just be between a fucking kid, their fucking doctor, and their fucking parent, okay? Like, that is it. And I'm even hesitant to say the fucking parent part. Like, I say the parent because obviously there's going to be a legal fucking guardian involved in this process if you are a minor, so I expect your fucking parent to be involved, but do I think your parent should necessarily be involved? Maybe. I don't know. I think it should ultimately just come down to the decision being made with a fucking doctor, you know? Just, these are decisions that are being made with the assistance of a doctor who knows what the fuck they're doing. Because why are you fucking talking about this? Why are you fucking caring about a child possibly ever having a fucking orgasm? Like, do you hear yourself? Like, do you hear yourself? Those words should feel weird coming out of your mouth. I feel weird repeating them. Am I crazy here? Does that not seem like a weird thing to like hone in on, to be like they'll never have an orgasm? Why is this even like something that's on your mind? Ugh, I don't like it. It just makes me feel gross.
That's why we should divorce LGB from T, because the T is just like making everything just frankly contaminating all.
Bitch, are you gay? Are you LGB or T? No, get the fuck out. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from you, Lindy. Why do people who are not LGBT or anything feel like they have any sort of fucking say in this matter? Lindy Lee, are you a lesbian? Are you bisexual? Are you trans? Are you asexual? Are you queer in any way, shape, or form? No? Then shut the fuck up. Holy fuck. I am fucking bisexual, and I don't even feel like I should have this much say in this matter. I just don't think it matters. Like, this is like such a like weird social construct thing that we are debating that doesn't matter in any like actual way, shape, or form. Like, we divorced the T from the LGB. Like, oh, shut the fuck up. It's the same shit as like women need women's spaces and they're talking about a goddamn bathroom. Like, just go fucking pee. Why do you even care who is in the stall next to you? Holy fuck.
But I just worry that if we start to remove any exposure to people who live different, it facilitates othering.
But that doesn't prevent parents from talking about it at home, or even they can talk about it anytime. All these parents are saying.
But you of all people should know that your ass is never talking about it with your fucking kids. Or if you are, you're going to be like, gay people are disgusting, you should hate them. If you are against it, your goal is probably to teach your kid to hate gay people. Like, I have never met anyone who is against it, who is like, no, you shouldn't teach that shit in school, or I don't want my kids to learn that shit in school, who is planning on actually teaching their kids about gay people in a positive way. If it was a Venn diagram, it would be literally two separate circles, okay? Like, those things do not overlap at all.
The counter argument is, what if their parents are bigots? What if their parents are racist?
Well, don't you think
it's a fight to shape the next generation, and it's, then you'd have to make a presumption that the parents are such awful people, which is unlikely.
Jillian, I don't know if you're intentionally doing this, but that's essentially the woke argument. Like, we need to do this because they're not getting it at home.
Right.
That's what the Democrats are saying. And what I'm saying.
Because they're not. They're not getting it at home. If you are, like, sorry to play into your fucking stereotype or whatever here, ladies, but if you're someone who doesn't want your kids to learn this stuff, the odds are you have no intention of teaching them about it at home, or if you do, you are going to teach them to view these people in a bad light, and that is not good for anybody.
Okay, so this is off of our subject grid here. I believe it's called the Safety Act in California. That the teachers don't need to tell you your kid is socially transitioning.
Yeah,
now,
that's awful.
What's interesting about this is when people push back on it, they're like, well, the kid could be abused at home. There are laws in place to report child abuse. So I need mental and physical. Yeah. You want to talk about negating the role of a parent.
So you're telling me that you are going to keep the identity of parents' children away from them, hide the fact that their child might be transgender, knowing full well that there's a high rate of suicide among transgender youth.
Right.
That's a little bit problematic.
There's a high rate of suicide amongst transgender youth when they're not allowed to transition. Like, again, I'm not saying this is the perfect fucking solution to this problem, but if ultimately it is better for this person to transition socially, again, we were talking socially, not even medically, we were talking socially, so just transitioning, like, going by a different name at school than at home, and different pronouns, and the teacher isn't required, I guess, to tell the parent. I believe that is how this works. I have not looked into this, but that is what they are characterizing it as, at least for this conversation. Then yeah, I think that is a better alternative if it means that the child has a place where they are able to be themselves and not fear retribution. If you allow this child to have a place where they are safe to explore this identity and have a place where they can be themselves, then that lowers the risk of suicide. Suicide is a risk here mostly when they are not allowed to transition. Not always, obviously, but that is the main sort of cause when it comes to suicide amongst trans youths. It is, them not being able to transition or them being persecuted for transitioning. So again, if they are able to transition even just socially, at school without having this sort of persecution, I don't think that's a problem. I think that that is good for them to have the space where they can at least have some sort of safety and some sort of assurance that they are not going to be exposed to their parents or to other people. Because ultimately, maybe they're not ready to come out to their fucking parents as well. Like, you are arguing for the school to out a child to their parents. Like, would you do that if your child was just gay? Would you argue for a fucking school to out a gay child to their parents? No, no one is doing that. No one is out here being like, schools need to start outing gay children. So why are we doing this to trans children? It's just so many different reasons why I think that this is just an actually okay fucking law to have. Like, I don't think that it ultimately causes any real harm in the end. I think that it's a law that does more good than harm.
If your child is socially transitioning, you should absolutely, for all the reasons you just mentioned, be an integral part of helping them figure out what is going on.
Only if they want you. Only if they want you to. Your child should have agency over this. Your child should be allowed to make their own decisions when it comes to their own fucking identity. And any parent that actually wants to support their child in this endeavor wouldn't want to just force their way into it. They should want to wait for their child to be open and honest with them and wait for their child to be ready to come to them. If they want you to be a part of it, then fine, great, fantastic. But if they don't, then you need to live with that and you need to move accordingly. I hate this idea that children have no agency or that children have no like privacy or no ability to like be their own person. I am forever grateful to my mother for letting me be my own person and have my own privacy and not have to include her in every single aspect of my life.
Some of the first transitions, the first female to male, like long-term transition, a person called Buck Angel, right? Back then, you needed to socially transition and live as the opposite gender. I think it was for a year, maybe 6 months.
As an adult, you're
yes,
saying.
as an adult, before you're
So
even
far
allowed to
from
take.
that.
Well, exactly. But
God.
I think
Yeah.
any person who truly
Why are you guys for like these authoritarian like actions when it comes to trans people? Like, that's insane. Like, and they're talking about adults now. Again, the process of like transitioning, I think, should be between the person and their doctor. It is often doctors, plural. Like, they do often consult psychiatrists and psychologists throughout this process. It is not like they don't talk to medical professionals or mental health professionals throughout this process, especially children.
Can we bring up Sarah McBride, Nat? Thank you so much. Okay, so Sarah McBride is a trans congressperson?
Transgender congresswoman, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
For California or where?
I don't
Delaware.
think so. Yeah.
Delaware, okay.
yeah, so she just
They're still talking about trans people. I'm gonna die. Okay, listen, I think that I'm going to end the episode here. I need a break. I can't, like, we're almost through this finally, but I'm gonna stop them before they go on to talk about Sarah McBride. I need a break. All right, thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other videos. Check out part 1 of this if you missed it. I can't even do the outro. I'm so like over it. Yeah, thanks for watching. That's it. Have a nice day and goodbye.